Hey guys, we're really excited about the project so far. We've had a great couple of days and got some awesome backers on board. We wanted to take a few minutes and answer some questions that you guys have had and explain a few of the details. And to do that, here's Todd Bailey. So Todd, how would you quickly describe Minis with Enemies?
Well, around the studio, we like to call it a draw something meets Dungeons & Dragons, sort of a digital version of a tabletop adventure game.
So is Minis with Enemies a video game or an actual tabletop game?
It's a video game. The idea is to take the miniatures games from tabletop and bring it onto the computer, tablets, phones. It's an entirely digital video game. There are no physical components to it.
So there are no physical minis that you can touch and hold in your hand?
There are not.
Is Minis with Enemies going to be fantasy, sci-fi, or something else?
Minis with Enemies is high fantasy. Elves, dwarves, wizards, knights in shining armor, rescuing princesses from dragons, that kind of thing.
What about future releases?
Future releases, we can do pretty much anything we want. Sci-fi, space, cowboys, zombies, those are all things that we would like to do. But our first iteration of the game is high fantasy.
Will this game use an existing rule set? Will it be a licensed product, or is it a brand new?
It's its own brand new thing. We're actually developing the rule set in-house, play testing it every day. We're building our own thing. We're not using anybody else's license.
Will players use squads, armies, or will they control individual characters?
Each player controls an individual character except for the game master, who will have control over all of the monsters and creatures in a dungeon that you fight against.
Will the minis be stat-based or more of a cosmetic representation of a persistent character?
Each miniature is its own character. They all have their own stats and abilities. They aren't representations of anything else. They are themselves.
Why do I need to collect minis?
Collecting miniatures is important because you'll collect miniatures of different power levels, and so to go through higher level dungeons, you'll want higher level miniatures, which you'll collect by doing lower level dungeons with your lower level miniatures.
Do miniatures level up as you play with them?
They don't. Each miniature is its own separate thing. So when you have the level 3 barbarian, he's always going to be a level 3 barbarian. When you play through the level 5 dungeon, you're going to take your level 5 barbarian. But they're different characters. Each miniature is its own character.
Can I play this game without having to collect these minis?
Well, you'll collect them by default anyway, because when you finish any adventure, you'll get a reward of a miniature, but there's no reason that you have to collect them. It's just a side bonus.
So if I want one of these epic or ultra rare minis, can I buy that exact mini, or do I have to buy one of these blister packs I keep reading about?
You can absolutely buy the exact miniature that you want. It's actually cheaper to buy the blister packs and hope that you get it in sort of a random mystery box kind of fashion. But you know, if you want to pay a little extra, you can go get the exact miniature that you want at any time.
So can you explain what it would be like to actually get the game and play it?
One guy downloads the game from Steam, builds a dungeon, sends a message out to all his friends saying we're going to play. I might be sitting at lunch and I get the message on my phone. I pick my miniature, put it in the game, I can move and I can attack, and then when my turn is done, it sends the message off to the next person. It might be your wife or your girlfriend. She's playing on her Android tablet. She picks her miniature, takes her turn, and then it sends it off to the next person that's playing on a PC or a Mac. And once everybody's done their turn, the guy that's running the game, controls all the monsters, and then it goes back around. It's basically a turn-based, almost a game like Hero Quest, the board game, but played like Words with Friends or Draw Something. You're just playing this miniature combat game, whenever you want, whenever you have time.
So we hope that answers some of your questions. We're really excited about this project and hope that you are too. Keep checking back for frequent updates and more information about the game and the Kickstarter project. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to ask.